What's happening, everybody? Actually, wrong one. Jesus Christ. Let's do it this way. Go straight to this. What's happening, everybody? Hope you're all having a great weekend. We are back with another live stream tonight. Match reaction time. Who we got in the chat? Foley, ADB bro. Hope you're well. Foley, I think we showed great character yesterday to not let our heads drop after conceding. We'll get into that. We will definitely get into that. Hopefully, all of you can hear me a lot better today. Now I've got a cat. My stream. Give me a sec. Oh, sorry about it, people. Right, yeah. So, yeah. We'll get into that in a bit. Of the reaction, talking about that. But hopefully you're all having a great weekend. Hopefully yesterday has lifted our spirits. I don't know if anyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me today. Turn it up a little bit. But yeah. Great game it was yesterday. I did say it was going to be a difficult one. I did. I didn't expect it to be easy whatsoever. I don't think anyone else did as well. But I'm glad we got the win. At the end of the day, we got the win, the 3 points, and that was the main thing. But there were still things that we need to work on to improve in that club. I just think there's a lot going on. There is for this club. That needs to be patiently worked on. I'm glad that we're scoring goals, but I think the injury wise was a big problem for us completely. I'm kind of glad it's looking more up there, a lot better. But yeah, it was a great game yesterday. I thought it was a very common wet Saturday kind of Sunday league type of game, gritty, hard working. So yeah, I'm not surprised one bit with them scoring whatsoever. What I am surprised with is them scoring first. I thought going into the game, looking at the team that he set up, I thought, all right, cool. He's put two strong centre backs in there. One I was a bit worried about just because obviously injuries. I'm kind of glad that he played the amount of time he did, but I think looking into it, the first goal, I'm not going to put it on him, but a lot of people were saying that um, Amos should be in goal, he's better than Nardi and all that. Listen, look, like I keep saying in that game, we got to stop blaming keepers constantly. It needs to go out the window. Unless the keeper's made an actual mistake, which Nardi and Joe Walsh have made a mistake, you know. But Nardi, I still think, is the better keeper. I think Ben Hamer has done really well in the last two games, but to get beat as close as to the close, like to the post, as close to it, is not great. You know, you gotta be better. You gotta be alert, and the defending's got to be better on that one as well. To be honest, Clark Salter. Um, but we came back. So I listen. Look, we fought off by attacking a lot more. We did. Um, we had Mbenge on the right wing, which was pushing, or right wing back, I should say, which was pushing a lot more on the attack down there. Jimmy Dunn was pushing up there a lot with Clark Salter drop in. We had Davis pushing up as well, trying to get that chance. But the first goal obviously came down to Ilya Sher, which was a bit of a weird goal, fluky. But right place, right time. I would say, you know, I can't remember if it was who it was now, Dembele or someone who I can't remember who it was who had took the shot and it deflected, and obviously Chair was able to be in the right place at the right time to poke it in. So that was 1-1, and then half time, and then we went down yet again straight away in the second half. Was it? Wait, hang on. Did we? Let me look at this again. I'm trying to remember. This is bad. My memory is going big time. Hoping I'm wrong. Um, I'm hoping I'm wrong completely. Yeah, they came. Yeah, right. So where obviously I've said constantly with the playing style of Hull City. where it looks like Ryan Giles and their right back at a time, who was Coyle, have a lot of assists for the season. So that is one focus that you need to focus on when it comes down to looking at stat wise. Are they a team that like to whip the ball in, or is it a team that likes to thread the ball through the middle? And in my opinion, they like to put the ball in the box from the wings. A lot of the time, they like to put the crosses in. So Ryan Giles was one player that got an assist yesterday. Great cracking cross. I'm not gonna lie, it was a cracking cross. I've always liked Ryan Giles since he was at Wolverhampton. I've always wanted him before Sam McCallum at QPR, but unfortunately his wages have always been quite difficult. I'm guessing to get him unless we didn't really see much of him. But yeah, I think Ryan Giles was a cracking left wing back. But what a ball he delivered to Destan, who was in that box. Great header, and that is something on my point where we need to defend these balls that get into the box a lot better. Um, I don't understand why we put two tall players in there and still concede a goal. Jake Cloxall apparently got fouled, but I didn't see anything on the replay, to be honest. I just see strength on him quite a bit, and that was it really. That is one thing that we need to work on. Where why is it we're conceding goals quite early? It's not the first time it's happened this season, so that's something we need to work on 100%. Hopefully, Julian can get that under control quite quickly. He can. Then obviously we came back. Uh, Constant attack still again from us. Where Jimmy Dunn got the second to draw 2-2. What a cracking goal it was from Jimmy Dunn. To be honest, I didn't know what was going on. All I know is it was a great look, whole head held high from Ilya Share to picture the ball to Jimmy Dunn's feet, and obviously a nice little loop over the goalkeeper. So yeah, I would say brilliant, brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Jimmy Dunn there and Share getting that ball into the box, and then Roman Burrell doing what he does best for the club at the moment, on form goal scorer, way over Kone at the moment. Getting the third goal for us. What a goal it was. On the attack again. Just right place, right time, and puts it in the back of the net, making it 3-2. We did make some good subs, I would say. Steve Cook, Clark Salter. So yeah, first things first, I'll say this: Clark Salter was absolutely mint yesterday. It's flipping brilliant to see him back on the pitch. He's a centre back that I've always liked, especially he's a Cobham player, Cobham boy. You know, he even though Chelsea boy, I still rate him as a centre back. You know, he's 28. Hopefully, he can stay fit. And yeah, he just put in a good performance yesterday, and that's why um, he was a contender of man of the match. But I think Jimmy Dunn deserved it a bit more. But yeah, it's good to see Clarkson back and actually playing 60 minutes. It was so brilliant for him. Kieran Morgan came on, and Ryan Colley and Koki Sato, which kind of changed the game a little bit. We did attack a bit more constantly with those changes, and I think right at the end, Hull were pushing it. So yeah, Hull were on it right at the end, just pushing it, trying to get that final goal. But yeah, we saved the day. Ben Hamer put some good saves in, and yeah, we go on again Wednesday night against Blackburn away. And hopefully we can get the 3 points there as well. Hopefully a draw will be better. Because Blackburn are a good team. But yeah, I think it was a cracking rainy day game. Full of heart, and it's good to see the amount of greens in the match ratings that we had. Yeah, we'll go into that in a second. Let's look at the comments. I'm not really been seeing it at the moment. We are a work in progress. I agree. Folio says, Goldheart for them is an upcoming star for. Yeah, the thing with Geldhart is he's underrated, 100%, but he's still building up and showing signs of a promising striker. He can be exactly like Adam Armstrong and also be a lot like Delap as well. But he's got to be in the right team with the right playing style, and he's got to get playing time as well under his felt to get them goals. So yeah, Jake Loxall was man of the match for me. Jimmy Dunn, as you said, played well too. Yeah, I can't give Jake Loxall the man of the match, even though Ilya actually got man of the match realistically with 1 assist and a goal. 8.8 he got. So yeah. For me, I would say Jimmy Dunn just because the goal, the captain, and he pulled off a great performance. He did. Right at the end there. So yeah, that's the only reason why Jimmy Dunn's got it for me. Like I said, Jake Clarkson, if he was on for the full 90 minutes, then probably I would have said something. But I think just seeing him on the pitch has kind of lifted QPR spirits. So yeah. Um, I saw a whole channel. The fans said we deserved it. Also, did you see the whole manager interview? He praised us a lot. Said we are a decent side. Listen, we are a decent side. I, you know, can say it in the nicest way possible. I think half the time when it comes down to interviews for managers on opposition sides or players, whatever, they say because or not if they're being truthful or honest or whatever, but sometimes they're just gonna give credit to something because they don't want to be honest about their own team. You know, Hull did pull off a good performance and they are a good side. At the end of the day, I honestly believe even when we've lost, we've always been the better teams most of the time. You know, like Southampton, we've been a better team, but we lost still because of we're not consistent and great defending. You know, it's kind of like that Mark Warburton stage where we can't get a clean sheet, you know, because our defending is terrible. You know, and it needs to be worked on. But we're gradually getting there and working on it. So that's one positive sign which we're looking into. But yeah, I would say, you know, we're not a shit team. I don't think we're a team. I think we're a really good team. I think we have great players. I think we have a great coach. I just think the only weakest point is at the moment is the squad on the attacking depth is a lot, and also the Steve Bold. Why bring a centre back coach in that's good at defending if we're not getting clean sheets? So that's my only question really. QPR really. What is he doing? You know, something's going on. So yeah. So Finney says I was there yesterday. How was the atmosphere? Sweaty. I'm guessing it was a bit um gloom, if I can say. You know, looking at the what I was watching, it was very empty, not a full house. Foley or a lot of counter attack football from us yesterday too. It looked a bit of like there was a bit of signs. Like you said, he's been working on set pieces a lot. So you know, hopefully we can after January maybe a bit more signings in defensive issues and push on from there. Um, Ryan says, "Sorry, I'm late. Both half was night and day. Looks so attacking and comfortable in the second half." That's like I said, the game plan each week is always positive. You know, it's just unfortunately that when the team does score in the first half first, it's kind of annoying because obviously, you know, we're at home or away or whatever. So it does get frustrating when you're playing well and the opposition team is scoring first. You know, it makes no sense. But that's only, in my opinion, defensive issues. You know, the keepers. I feel like I said, I keep repeating myself. I don't think we keep blaming the keepers, but I don't think anyone was blaming Ben Hamer for letting in 2 goals yesterday. You know, there was some quality saves he pulled off. Even the whole keeper pulled off some quality saves. But I think, in my terms, goalkeepers. Unless it's a goalkeeper decision and a goal mistake, then cool. But yesterday, the only mistake really was you can't be getting beat from that post from there. So yeah. Folks says so coming on to help kill the game off. It's just energy really from Sato. You know, Sato pushed it a bit more and put that ball in the final third a lot more until it was like the final couple of minutes of the game where Hull was pushing. Yeah. Ryan says Jacobs at fault for both their goals. Um, I don't know. Listen, I can't fault the first goal because at the end of the day, you know, sometimes it happens. That type of goal happens. So I can't fault him for the first goal. But you know, but the second goal, you can't be getting pushed off the ball like that. You know, by let's have a look. What height is he? He's a 23-year-old for starters. You're getting barged off the ball like that. Yeah, all right, cool. Well, listen, look, yeah, it's his first game back. I'm not gonna sit here and blame players that you know pulled off a better performance than certain players like Steve Cook. So yeah, I would say 100%. He put on a good game for his first game. You know, Foley says whole manager went into more detail, but I didn't want to spam. Oh really? Okay. Well, I'll look into it. To be honest, I didn't really. I only look at the that R ones. Maybe I should start looking at the interviews of the wayside as well. Maybe I'll do that. Just to have a bit of a clarification of what's being said. So yeah, maybe we'll go into that. But we'll go into the ratings. As you can see, board builders playing up at the moment, so I have to do it this way. So Ben Hamer got a 6.2, Davis got a 6.6, Clark's got a 6.6, Dunn 7.4, and Ben Gay 6.1. Madsen with a 7.1, Varane with a 7.2, man of the match chair 8.8, Kone 7.6, Dembele 7.8, and Burrell 7.9. For me, I still think Kone needs to play up front for starters, and I think we might need to put Chair in the middle. Madsen and Varane. Varane did have a bit of a weird one yesterday in the first half where he didn't look too great, but he did change it up in the second half, so that is a good positive there. And Bengue on the right is a bit complicated for me. I still don't prefer him on the right, even though he's got the pace, but he just looks like a gazelle, kind of like gets lost sometimes, on the wing. So I prefer him at centre back, to be honest. But we'll see what the season brings him. He actually is a born right back, but I think I prefer him centre back personally. He can't really deliver a good cross in, but we'll see what happens with that. Davis was a bit quiet, I'll be honest. Not much there. Dembele, what a performance yesterday. I would say Dembele did really well. That was probably his best performance I've seen this season for Dembele. Um, the fact that he actually took players on without stopping and going on the inside and actually going on the outside was actually brilliant. And to have be brave to take some shots as well. That's the Dembele I want to see. If he can work on cutting in on his foot and scoring goals, cutting in from there, then maybe we'll see a better Dembele. Ben Hamer wasn't really the top notchest keepers that we saw against Sheffield United, but he pulled off a good display in some saves. He did really well. There was a couple of fumbles that he made, but yeah, can't really fault anything with it. It was very quiet for him, apart from the 2 goals. So yeah, I was very impressed with Geldhart for sure. And I think it was Giles as well that really impressed me, going down that left wing for Hull City. So yeah. Apart from that, Koki Sato, brilliant game when he came on. Ryan Colley played really well. Kieran Morgan as well. Steve Cook as well, brilliant game from him. So yeah, I think top notch performance from the whole squad yesterday. No faults there given. Have a look on the comments now. Next 2 games, I'd take 4 points. Next 2 games, a whole. No, not whole. That whole. Look now. Blackburn and Norwich. Me, I'll be honest. Norwich, we should be beating. Blackburn, we should be beating. But going to Blackburn can always be a weird one. So, not we should technically should get 4 points realistically. Yeah, I agree with you. That would be the aim. What I would say. So yeah. Ryan says, did you find the name of that centre half we was linked with? No. I'm trying to find the source again. It's on Twitter. If you type in on Twitter, QPR transfer news, it's actually on Twitter. There's a centre back that's interested in it. There's 5 clubs. I remember if it's 5 clubs. I know Mill were interested in him. I can't remember the other 3, but we were interested as well. I can't remember centre back. I think it was a League One centre back, if I'm not mistaken. He's a youngster. He is just killing it at the moment and doing well. So yeah. Foley says draw with Blackburn, beat Norwich. Yep, I can see that. Ryan says Blackburn will be a hard game, but judging by the whole performance, we can definitely win. So we can win any game we want to when we want to. We pull off good performances. But the problem is consistency of defense. And that's where we lack is defending wise. You know, attack wise, I'm not stressing about it this year. You know, last season we were stressing about attacking. This year, I'm perfectly comfortable with it. It's just defensive abilities right now. It's not great, and it just reminds me a bit of the Mark Warburton days. So yeah. Um, Foley says Dembele was definitely different. I like that you got to work hard to keep in the team attitude. Yeah, he has to. I think it's not just training wise in the training ground. You know, if you could prove it when you come on this off as a sub, you know, you're gonna look a lot different. You know, sometimes you gotta be a substitution to prove that you deserve it on the pitch. Look at Jamie Mackey, for example. We brought him in, got injured, and then it was different from there when he got his when that El Hadj Diouf guy busted his leg in. You know, if it wasn't for that, we would have probably, I would say, been a lot better in most games that season. But yeah. But listen, look, with the Mackie injury, we did bring in a couple of great players. Like Ishmael Miller was one of them. Uh, you know, I can't remember. Was it Luke, whatever it was as well. Yeah. Oh, sorry, people. I'm shattered. I was at a late one last night. Flipping, just doing some work with the career mode stuff. So yeah. Um. Well. Anyway, that's pretty much it for tonight, to be honest. I think we've covered each area. We got Blackburn on Wednesday night at 7:45. Yes, we will be live. It's on Sky Sports Plus as well. So yeah, wherever it is, we'll be live. Watch along for that preview show. I don't know whether it's gonna be tomorrow or Tuesday yet. We'll see what happens. Because I have to do the overlay system for it. And see what Julian says. I don't know when that's gonna come out. That's probably gonna come out. When's it gonna come out? Probably Tuesday night. His interview. I don't know what he's gonna say. I know the last time he didn't do it against Southampton. I know that. So yeah, but we got a cracking couple of strikers. Burrell with 6 goals, 1 assist. You know, it's looking good for up front. So yeah. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. No pressure there. But another stream yesterday, killed it. Much love, much appreciation. Like I said, shout out to everyone who tuned in, and commented and everything like that. Let's see. Wait, let's just read his final comments. Actually, cheers, David, for hit the like button. Foley says, I saw that Kevin Gallen video you were on about ClassVid. Hey, always watch the old guys. You know, it sounds so rude when I say that. Always watch the classics, man, because you know you can't beat a good podcast with them. Lot, honestly, you know it's just funny and hilarious. So yeah, Foley says thanks for the stream. No worries, mate. You're much appreciated, man. But yeah, we'll be back live either tomorrow or Tuesday with preview match for Blackburn. Hopefully we can get the 3 points for that. We'll leave you lot for the rest of the weekend anyway. I'm in 7:30 now. Guessing you all want to enjoy the rest of your night. Yeah, cool. We'll catch you tomorrow or Tuesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you in a bit. Good evening.